Taehyung and Wine in the study room. He took out a novel. Wine, let's read this. Why? Why? Don't you like reading? I don't. But you need to read with me. It's a great story. I will read for you. You just have to listen. Okay, come. He pat on his lap. She got up from chair and sat down. Wyan really liked him without her knowing. He always holds her softly and treats her very carefully and sweetly. She knew she wanted to be with him. As she sat on his lap, Taehyung started reading the story. Taehyung noticed she was very much into the story. Her eyes were fixed on the pages as she read them. He read the story slowly and glanced at her. Everything seemed so good at the moment, just the two of them and no society. She looked at him. Do you like the story? Should we stop? No, it's good. But you said you don't like reading stories. I just didn't understand stories, that's why. Then do you like reading stories now? He held her face, feeling the softness of her cheek. Yes, only if you read for me. Why? I don't like reading. I will read for you forever, he told her and caressed it. Getting lost in her, she looked at him. Then read. Okay, he pulled her closer and started reading again. Taehyung noticed she was getting used to him. She trusted him and an unknown side of her was coming out. Only he could see that. She didn't look dull anymore like she used to look with Jonathan, but she still has a hard time talking with him. As they were into the story and each other, a maid knocked on the door. Yes? Sir, someone's here to meet you. It's a girl. Girl, you can leave. Who could it be? Ryan tried to get down from his lap, but he was holding her tightly. What happened? He stared at her for a while and stood up. Ryan, yeah? Don't come out, just stay in here. Why? She looked at him. Nothing, is just, I'm worried about you. What if it's related to Jonathan? Okay, she said slowly and turned towards the bookshelf again. Taehyung came down on the living room. As he reached, he saw a girl sitting on the couch. He came forward with his dominant steps. He saw it was Jia, Wyan's sister. He didn't like her at all. The atmosphere grew tense and heavy. Well, what brings you here? Do you know me? I do. Where's Wyan? You don't need to know. Why are you here? I'm not wasting my time on you. I want to meet Wyan. Why? What do you mean, why? She's my sister. I know that. Why are you here? I said I want to meet her. What will you do by meeting her? Who are you to come between sisters? I'm her lover if you didn't know. Well, that doesn't matter. It does matter. You asked and I told you. And I won't just let anyone meet her. He stood up calmly without even glancing at her. If you have nothing to say, then you should leave, and I don't think you came here alone in this secluded place. I came with Dad. Then where is he? He looked at her with a raised eyebrow. Pathetic. Tell him to come in so I can have a talk, man to man. He shouldn't hide behind you. Well, he doesn't need to. I need to talk to Wyan as a sister. Sister? He stepped closer to her, towering her with tall height. He turned and started walking away. What are you doing? It's wrong, Mr. Kim, she said firmly. Taehyung stopped his tracks. It's not too late. You are ruining a marriage. I don't care about anything. All that matters to me is who I am. She is only mine. Even if she was happy in her marriage, I would still make her mine. No one can have her, not even Jonathan. He grit his teeth as he spoke. You really like her, don't you? Why do you like that useless girl when you can easily get many other beautiful and successful women? Don't test me. Watch your mouth. I might forget you're a girl. You're only making things complicated, Mr. Kim. You're just in a fantasy. You don't love her? No one loves her. She spoke angrily. And because of her, we are suffering. Look how cunning she is. She doesn't even care about us, who raised us and totally ignored us after finding a rich man. We are not going to suffer because of her. Is that it? You don't want your family to go down because of her? The problem was never Wyan. It was your parents. And what about her? You don't wanna be broke because of her? Really? And Ryan, she should go back to your abusive husband. Are you forgetting where you are and who you're talking to? He spoke darkly. Jia felt chills seeing Taehyung. Let me meet Ryan for once. I wanna have a word with her. She doesn't understand anything. Is that it? If you need to talk, then send your father in. I'm not wasting my time on some jealous stupid girl. And better go out yourself. You wouldn't like it if my guards throw you out. He turned around and walked inside, leaving her alone. Gia fisted her hands tightly. She was frustrated, angry, and very irritated by the fact that Wang got a man like Taehyung. What does she even have that a rich man like her is willing to do everything for her? She used her body, maybe. This isn't over. I can't let her enjoy when I'm suffering. And now what will you tell Jonathan? Taehyung entered in the study room. His mood was off completely. He slammed the door as he entered. Wang was looking at the picture book. She looked up at him as she heard him entering. Taehyung breathed heavily. What happened? She stood in front of him and asked. Taehyung looked down at her. His eyes met hers. He sighed heavily. Is it something important about your work? You can go, I can stay here alone. Taehyung looked at her. His heart melted. He looked at her innocent face and his heart clenched, remembering Jia called her mentally disabled. She looked too soft and fragile to him. She needed someone to take care of her, but everyone just ignored her and made fun of her. If only you can tell me everything. Tell what? About your love? Everything. I don't remember all. I don't know what to tell. Don't remember? He cupped her face and made her look at him. You remember some? That's enough. She nodded. Then why were you angry? Is there a problem in your work? Oh, Ian chuckles and pecked her lips. There's nothing to worry about work. Then why were you angry? I wasn't angry. I was just frustrated. Don't lie. You think I'm lying? I don't even know how to get angry. She smiled slowly, listening to him every sigh. I have been living with you for days. You always yell at your phone? Wyan's mother was walking around the living room anxiously. Gia and Wyan's father entered. She rushed to them. What happened? Wyan's father entered angrily and sat down on the couch. His eyes were red in anger and he was sweating. She rushed towards Gia. She didn't come with us. What? What do you mean? I went to meet her but she didn't come out. Do you know how serious this is? You could have just walked inside and bring her. I tried to mom but that guy didn't let me in. What guy? And you just let him in. She breathed heavily. He didn't allow and you both came back just like that. What will he say to Jonathan? Gia sighed and sat down. She doesn't care about us at all. Dad fed her and raised her and now she doesn't care. Honey, Jonathan called a moment ago. He said he will come here. What will we do? She sat beside him. I don't know what I will do, but I won't leave that girl. How ungrateful she is. She is hiding behind that man after ruining everything. Jonathan was in the living room, sitting in the couch. He was tapping his feet on the ground. Wine, he murmured, gritting his teeth. A guard rushed inside fast. He looked up. What? So Mr. Kim is here. He stood up. Uncle? God nodded and left. What's Uncle doing here? What if he finds out Wine is with Taehyung? What the hell is happening? He was about to go out, but Mr. Kim entered. Uncle, what a surprise. He forced a smile. I love giving surprises, son. How are you? You have become so big and strong. Yes, Uncle. So, where's my daughter-in-law, Wyan? He sat down comfortably on the couch. Uncle Wyan, actually, she's not here. Jonathan didn't know what to do, and lying to Mr. King was impossible. He always got lies easily. Then where did she go? Just some shopping, I guess. You're really bad at lying. But you tried. Bring a coffee for me. Bring a coffee for us. He ordered the maid. So, Uncle, what brings you here? Why? But I come here. I grew up here. No, that's not what I meant. The maid entered and served their coffee. Mr. Kim started sipping casually. Jonathan was tensed. How will Mr. Kim react if he gets to know about Taehyung and Wyan? What happened? Have your coffee. Uncle, did you meet Taehyung? I'm going to meet him after coffee with Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, Era's father. Nice coffee. It's great, I love it. Uncle, actually Taehyung, I know that he's with Wyan. How would I not know? Don't worry, I will bring Wyan back to you. You know Taehyung, he's just wild. He's still a child, my little boy. Can I have another cup of coffee? It's really good. Of course, Uncle. Uncle, you just got here today. You should rest. You can go tomorrow. I want to rest. I'm old now, but Taehyung never will let me rest. The situation will only get worse if Wyan is with him longer. He's supposed to marry Era. I actually trusted him, so I didn't pay much attention. He always came here almost every day, but Wyan didn't seem to notice him much. It was him who was always around her. I know, he's your brother. You grew up together playing with each other. I'm sorry, Uncle, I should have been careful. The maid entered and gave another cup of coffee. Mr. Kim started sipping the coffee. You need not be sorry. Taehyung is just naughty. Jonathan looked at Mr. Kim. He still thinks Taehyung is a child. Uncle, Taehyung is an adult. He is not a child anymore. He did that because he likes Wyan. What are you saying? He's still a little boy. He doesn't understand. That's why he wants Wyan, he said casually, sipping his coffee. Mr. Lee is here. Oh, that's great. I thought he wouldn't come. Uncle, are you sure you'll be alright? It's quite far. I will be. I have been doing this my entire life. Mr. Lee entered with his majestic steps. He looked at Jonathan sharply and walked towards him. You? Wyan is your wife, right? Couldn't you handle that little girl? He growled. And besides, we don't know how long will it take to convince Taehyung. Taehyung has to go back to Era. After all the arrangements, he can't leave. I know, that's why I'm here. Getting angry on Jonathan won't change anything, maybe. The girl is clever. Mr. Lee looked at Jonathan again. You better handle her properly this time after she comes back. With that, he went out, followed by Mr. Kim. Taehyung was putting Wyan's bare back. and caressing her long hair as they were cuddling. She was resting, closing her eyes, getting cozy in his embrace. He kept sniffling her time to time. It's evening, should I make you some soup? She opened her eyes and looked at him dreamily. He stared at her. You look unreal, do you know that? He smiled and nuzzled in her neck. So precious. Marry me, let's just get married, I can't wait anymore. He pecked her face multiple times and got up, putting her carefully down and tucking the warm blanket around her. Stay here, I'll be quick, don't fall asleep. She pulled the blanket closer and closed her eyes. He got up and put on a robe and went out to the kitchen. He entered the kitchen. Bring out the ingredients, I need to make soup, he told the maid as he took out a pot. The maid immediately brought out finely chopped veggies for him and left. He started preparing the soup quickly. He entered and kept the bowl on the side table. She was asleep. Wyan, he called her out, caressing her forehead and putting the hair strands falling on her face away. Wyan, wake up, you need to eat something, let's have soup. Wyan, what happened? Wyan, he pushed the blanket aside and pulled her up to his chest. Hey, open your eyes, what happened? He got scared and started tapping her face. Wyan, he was afraid and confused. Was I too rough on her? Wyan, he shook her lightly. She squirmed a little in his arms. Oh my goodness, you scared me. Wake up. Have your soup, it'll get cold. She opened her eyes slowly and sat up. Taehyung brought a spoon of soup near her mouth. I will have it myself. Let me feed you, have this. She opened her mouth and held it. Gimme. He passed the bowl and soup to her. She gave him the spoon and gulped down the soup from the bowl. He smiled, seeing her. Do you want more? No. She wiped her mouth and passed him the empty bowl, laying down and going inside the blanket. He kept the bowl aside on the side table and went under the blanket near her. He pulled her closer, cuddling her. Was I too rough on you? I should have been careful. It's your first time. No, you weren't rough. I'm just tired. So, you enjoyed it? No, it's not like that, okay? Tell me honestly, how was it? Is that a question? Let me sleep. Come on, I need to know. It was good. Just good. Very good. I don't know what to answer to that question. You're weird and shameless. It was heavenly for me, he murmured near her ear. Her cheeks heated and her eyes widened. She hid her face in the blanket. You are the reason for it. Are you blaming me? It's good though. I love it. Let me see your face before you sleep and get sulky. He smiled and pecked her cheek, then went back cuddling her from behind. Sleep well, love, I'm right here. He started caressing her stomach to make her fall asleep faster. Is this even real? It's too good. He doesn't hit me like others. What if it's all a dream? I never want to wake up from this dream. Please, God. So this is how it feels to be loved and cared. Mr. Kim, your father is here with his friends. What? He sat up slowly. One sleepiness left. Her eyes were opened. I'll be there. As he went out, she sat up and stared at the door for a while. She was afraid and nervous. She stood up and put on a dress and laid down again.